Hello,
3-card
hello.
pull
Welcome
Thursdays.
to Kimbition. I did a 3-card pull, 3-pile pull reading earlier, everyone, and posted it. And I got around to wanting to do the timestamps, and the audio went somewhere not good, I guess. I don't know. I want to say maybe the mic probably went dead is what I would presume. But either way, it's too late. I can't fix it. Obviously, you can watch that. I'm not going to unpost it. The very first pile, which was this pile in that reading as well, came out fine. Then this one somewhere in the midst of pile 2, it went so you can't hear it. But you can see the cards of them. So if you want to ask me any questions, feel free. I do remember the readings. I can still read the cards visually. But I'm going to do it all over again just because I want you guys to have something with complete audio. So it's going to be the 3-card pull Thursday. And that just means every Thursday for the collective, I'm going to have 3 different piles. And there's going to be 3 different messages. And you take what resonates. So today we have these 3 decks. The first deck, we're going to do the pink, blue, purple kind of cosmic deck. The second deck is like pink, blue, black, you know, for the zodiac wheel. And the third deck is the roses with the black. Okay. So with that said, let's get into pile number 1, which is this deck right here. And let's get a new message and hope that the audio is not an issue. I've never had an audio issue before. Lord have mercy. Anyway, let's get the messages for the people who wanted and picked pile 1. Pile 1. Tell me more about pile 1. And again, you're just going to pick this, whatever resonates, whatever calls to you. Solution. So the message I'm coming up with is a strategy or an answer, some type of solution you all are looking for. Need an answer to something, a strategy. So this is the card that flipped over that caused those to go flying. Then we've got cross. Okay, so something religious. Maybe something doesn't feel right because of the way you have a belief, how you are religiously. Maybe you're trying to reconcile, like for instance, tarot cards. Some religious people believe this is horrible. Demonic work, bad work, negative work, devil work, witch work. Maybe you are interested in it and you're reconciling with your belief system about doing it. And then we got loneliness. Okay, so maybe the plot thickens. So you're looking for a solution about your spirituality because you're tired of being alone. Maybe you are avoiding something spiritually and you want to go commune now. You're ready to, you know, because you see church and religion and spirituality different now. Yeah, you're going to be going on a quest. This is a very different message than the first one, by the way, with this deck. So something, yeah, you're going in search for your religious beliefs and how you feel, looking for what's a solution to you, what makes you feel like this is my religion, this is my spirituality. Yeah, because we've got rat. So you're kind of like gnawing at it. You're kind of insatiable with it, trying to figure it all out and to get to the truth, trying to make sure that you are not leaving any stone unturned. With surprise coming out, it tells me that something's going to surprise you about this quest, about this investigation, about this, you know, spiritual journey that you're going on. It is going to bring balance into your life and loyalty with the dog. So it's very unexpected what's going to wind up where this goes for you. It's almost going to have you boomerang back around to a previous belief, kind of starting over, something like that. So you're going on this quest, something to do with religion, spirituality, maybe moving, changing churches, changing religions. And something here, like an event might be coming your way that really helps you, like, make it all come together and it surprises you. Could be getting a dog. Could have just gotten a dog. Yeah. But again, the boomerang to the cold. So remember, it was loneliness here. Loneliness. Maybe that's why you get the dog, because they're so loyal. But if that's what you were doing it for, collective, unfortunately, it comes back around. You still feel this loneliness, this out in the cold, emotional detachment. It's not what you're looking for. So I'm picking up on a collective who's like single, and you can't find your partner. So then you're like, well, maybe I should join a church. Maybe I should get a dog. You know, you're looking on how to close the loneliness. Yeah, community. Yeah, you're looking to your community, whether it be church, your actual physical community, what's going on. Yeah. I'm sorry, we're doing it in layers. The devil energy, yeah. And there are people, so that you may try to friend in your community. You may reach out to get this feeling of community because of this loneliness, this question on to see, who are my people? Who is my tribe? That's what we're getting here. That you're going to meet some bad ones, devil energy. You're going to meet people who don't really care about you the way you think they do. They're not really interested in you. Yeah, and you're going to go into this maze. It's going to be quite the journey. It's not a quick journey. It's not a quest is, you know, can be a certain amount of time. So it's definitely not like a weekend event here. You are going on a spiritual growth path here. And with the justice here, you will find your fairness, your balance, your truth. You're going to get it, but you're going to have this whole process that you go through. You got bad people trying to get in your way, but you got wisdom at the bottom of the deck. So I see, again, you gaining that knowledge, where to go, what to do. This could be somebody deciding where to relocate to, what job to take, what new dating site to go on. This has so many meanings because of, yes, your broken heart. So definitely it's turning a little bit more into the love reading as well, because you're lonely because you haven't found your husband, wife, spouse, partner, right? That's where you're getting lonely, and you're trying to replace it with like church, community, and a dog is what I'm seeing here. But you're going to see a renewal in trying to get back to an actual person, because none of those things are fulfilling you, okay? They're nice, but they're not what you were looking for. So you're going to get renewed faith in looking for your partner again. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, bear. And you're going to find that you're more bear-like in that you're protecting your peace, safeguarding your physical, mental health, being resilient from all this broken heart, people who have put you in third-party situations, people who have not loved you in the right way. You're going to find balance again. This is much, that's a little bit where it was similar to the first reading that we did for 3-card pull Thursday, was that the person in this same deck reading was trying to meditate, get balance, right? So that is a repeat, little bit of a theme. Yeah, love is coming in here for you, most definitely, as well as friendship. So when you get this like this, it's saying that you're protecting yourself, you're balancing yourself out so you can attract in love. Basically, it's saying when you have healed thyself, you will attract real love. But you should start out as friends. See these two doves? That's kind of like your advice already without me even getting into it, is you got to start from the bottom of the foundation of friendship. Don't get to the passion right away. And that's going to be the key to you harvesting, reaping the results that you've been looking for to get rid of the loneliness and find your partner. Yeah, captive. Being balanced again. So I know captive can have a different connotation with the word and the way the picture is, but it's about being balanced, peaceful, and in harmony. You're going to reap that when you meet this person. And that is going to be the end, meaning of that quest that we started on in the beginning of this message. Okay. And that's where we're going to end this reading. You're going to find your person, basically, is the overall of this message. If you pick this pile number 1. All right, let's move on to pile number 2. Just as a refresher, that was going to be our Cosmic Zodiac Wheel teaching deck that we have here, just so you can see. Upside down. Okay. So let's get the messages for those who decided to pick pile 2. But feel free to listen to all piles, take what resonates. These are collective messages, picking up on the energies of people who like, comment, and subscribe. That's where I pull from in these collective messages. You're moving on to calmer waters with the 6 of Swords, doing some type of transition here. Moving beyond, escaping something, moving on, moving forward. forward. Yeah, because you had to make that judgment call. Had to take that action. Because you were being very burdened with 10 of Wands. And you're trying to head towards an actual celebratory situation, an actual union, actual reunion. So this is you moving on to calmer waters, making that judgment, making that transition to take action, to let go of the burdens, to have yourself more stable, harmonious, more joyful. Could be a family. Yeah, Tower. Yeah. Okay, so we put it together. You're moving on after making this judgment. You're moving on to making a judgment, to let go of the burdens, to be more celebratory, to go ahead and have a reunion. And it's going to be pretty shocking what happens or how it goes down, what they say, what you say, whoever initiates this reunion is very shocking. 2 of Wands tells me there's decisions to make to do all this. Like, it's not just one thing. You know you have to move on from your past, and you're making that judgment call to let go of these past burdens so that you may try to bring harmony back to somebody from your past. But you're not sure with the Moon card if this decision is going to work out in your favor, if this partnership is going to work. You're not sure, but you're looking at doing it. You're looking at saying yes if they're coming at you, or you're looking at going towards somebody here from your past and saying that, could we try again? You know? Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of that. And do it in a more stable, harmonious way. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. So you're going to say that the key here is we got to put in the work. I'm willing to put in the work. Are you willing to put in the work? Yeah, so there's going to be a conversation. Could also be making up with a family member. It does not have to be purely romantic. Could also be other types of reunions with friends. I don't necessarily have the friend card, but I'm just trying to read it every different way because we're reading for the collective. Yeah, reciprocity. Yeah, so what you're proposing, or they're proposing, whoever is actually coming back asking for this reunion, is that I don't know. You know, we could stay away from each other, or we could come towards each other with the 2 of Wands. And I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know how that's going to go. You both are not sure. But, like, are we willing to put in the work and be fair and equal to each other? That's what's being discussed. Are you willing? I'm willing. I'm willing. You're willing. Yeah. And there we go. There's the 8 of Wands. So, actions. Okay, let's make the changes. Let's do it. Let's make the changes. Let's put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, right? Because we have this pentacle energy, and let's make action. Let's give this a try. We owe it to ourselves, because this is somebody that you know, somebody that you shared something with here with the 4 of Wands, something that was not reciprocal, something that you guys stopped working on, and now you're having this realization. Maybe this Tower moment is one of you realizing, hey, I'm not willing to let you go. We need to do something. We need to try before we say divorce. We need to try before we say never get back together. We need to try before we don't try, right? Final messages. Any final messages for this pile, for pile 2? Oh, wow. And it was, yeah. And you're kind of stuck up in your head, thinking this through, thinking about it. How is it going to work? Yep, and it's created some arguments between you and this person once you guys come back together, or you've just come back together. I'm really getting a sense this is people who are still talking to each other, making these decisions, trying to build harmony, balance in this relationship, from the conflict, from the arguments, from the sleepless nights of not knowing, trying to say, we need to work together. We need to cooperate. We need to put in teamwork. We're never going to be able to feel good about this complete break if we don't put in the work and try to see if we can salvage this, because I don't want to be left out in the cold. Okay, somebody here does not want, you take that as it resonates, Ace of Pentacles. I want prosperity between us. I want an opportunity to try to manifest the abundance and the new beginning between us, something more stable. Okay, so somebody, you take which side is you, is coming across with all these very ideological solutions: teamwork, temperance, balance, prosperity, reciprocity, equality, actions. Let's communicate. Let's put it into action. And then someone else here is coming in like a page. Here's a little bit of love. Here's a little bit of cup. That's all I got. And that puts that person who's putting in all this effort, like trying to really strategically save this relationship, in a Two of Swords moment. I have to make a difficult decision about walking away. Eight of Cups. Because this person is not taking the actions like I am. I have to remain controlled. It gets very emotional. Do you see how it gets to very emotional when it leads to this decision? Should I walk away? Should I stay? I have to take action because I'm giving 100%. This person may be given 50% because they're operating in the page. Yeah, so then that puts you in the Queen of Swords of the person who's deciding, I'm putting in all the effort. Am I the only one that wants to save this relationship? Because it's making you very independent and get clearer boundaries. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put up with that. Puts you up with the Eight of Swords. So then all this you've tried to do to get out of the Nine of Swords, you backpedal to the Eight of Swords. So it's a little better, but you see that it's still not equal. And it's making you very up in your head, reflective, which is very interesting because this reading this morning that I did for this card pile was also talking about thinking about options and what to do and how to move forward as well. Very similar in that sense because, yeah, is this my Ten of Pentacles? Is this my happy home, happy life, happy wife, happy spouse, happy partner? Is what you're trying to decide here. So I'm picking up on somebody in this reading who is with somebody and they're trying to see if they can save it. And you're realizing, you know, there's not two people trying to save it. There's two different levels of effort is what's coming out here for this pile. All right, that's what we have for pile 2. Let's move on to pile 3. If you remember, that's the red roses. That's the red roses. Let's see what pile 3 is dealing with. Tell me about pile 3 and what they're dealing with. Queen of Cups. So you're compassionate, you're healing, you're getting support from somebody, maybe friends, family. You're using your intuition, especially with the moon, because things are hidden to you. Maybe about your next steps, your next ideas, where you're taking your life next, who to love, who to break off with, who to be friends with, what job to take, what job to stay, what job to go. Could be any number of things. But you're in this Queen of Cups energy with compassion and warmth, healing, intuition, very supportive and healing, trying to figure it all out. Yeah. Yep. Now as the cards unfold here, there's somebody coming in like a Knight of Cups, a little charming, idealistic. Okay, so you're trying to decide, you know, is this person for me? Should I date them, talk to them, be with them, hook up with them? Whatever it is for you, that's where we're at right now. You're a Queen of Cups. You have everything you need. You're very abundant with love and intuition and knowledge. It is a little hidden from you what this person is coming in this Knight energy. They come across very charming and determined to be with you is what I'm getting. And Queen of Wands, you're very attracted to them and you might have needs is what I'm getting. You have needs over here, collective, and you're like, well, they're cute, you know, they're handsome, they're beautiful. And, you know, the passion is good. The way he kissed me or the way she kissed me is what I'm getting off of the Queen of Wands coming out to the Page of Cups. Tell me more about this situation for my collective, for pile 3. Tell me more about the situation. Ooh, Lord, sometimes I just drop everything. Let me get the cards. Cards down. Cards down. All right. All right. So, yeah, 8 of Cups. Yeah. You're wondering if you should walk away, let go, leave this behind, because it's a lot of passion. Okay, and then 4 of Wands. Okay, is it going to bring me marriage? Is it going to bring me celebration? Or it could also start talking about you have somebody from your past coming in here. Let's get more so we can know for sure. So you're wondering if you should walk away from this Knight of Cups, let go, leave behind, move on to something different. With the 4 of Wands, something more stable. Versus, are you moving towards them thinking they are your 4 of Wands? Is this somebody from your past? 9 of Wands, yeah. You are coming up close to succeeding with something here. What is it? Is it with this person, this Knight of Cups, or is it with somebody else from the past? Tell me more, spirits, angels, universe. God, please give us the answers that they need. The tarot therapy is open. Yeah. Yeah, you're almost decided. You're down to 2 people. Yes, I thought I was picking up on a current person and a past person. So you have a current person in your energy that's pretty new. Knight of Cups, though, energy. You're not really sure about them. You know there's passion, you know there's sex, schmexuals, or passion. But, you know, is this going to go the distance? Because then you also have on your mind somebody from the past. Somebody also is very passionate. Someone you were very much with feelings for. And you, with 2 of Wands, you have a decision to make with what path. Do I go with the new or do I go back to the old? So you've got a judgment call to make here, and you're going to have to be going into your High Priestess energy to figure out the mystery. And that's just reconfirmation about the moon. Remember the moon, like, which is the best solution for me? I've got somebody I don't know as well, and then I've got somebody I have feelings for that left me, though. So there's some bitterness, you know, with the 6 of Swords. They left you behind. And they moved forward in some capacity at one point, left you behind, put distance between you. And I see you wanting to know why. Why now? Why are you back now that I have this other person? So yeah, 3 of Cups, that puts you in 3 of Cups energy. Could also, again, we're talking about reunions. They could come in here trying to just say, how are you? Test the waters, this person from the past. Also, it could mean that it's just, again, you've putting yourself in a 3-party situation because you're seeing someone that's relatively new and you have a past person. But yeah, they could be trying to come in on the friendly nature with their reunion, but you are really questioning it with the High Priestess, and then even more so with the Hierophant. Like, you really are being protective for sure because of the Hierophant and the High Priestess with this person coming back. Yeah, because they're holding on to you. You're holding on to them. You've been holding on to this person's energy. That's how you're going to know who it is. Like, you just, no matter how far you go ahead, this person's on your mind. This person shows up in your dreams, shows up in your thoughts. You're holding on to them with the 4 of Pentacles and vice versa. Yeah, but there's going to be justice. There's going to be balance with the past and the present. So you're going to get some answers here. They're coming for you, collective. Whatever you're dealing with, whatever past and present person, some answers are coming so that you know what to do. How to let go of the past, how to let go of the current person, how to let go of both of them if that's the way. Let's see what the advice is. The advice, King of Swords. Yeah, you're going to be logical, analytical, and you need to emotionally detach. Don't be about the schmexuals. Don't be about the passion. Don't be about, you know, well, it was this at one point. What is it now? So you need to take that authority role in what you're going to decide. Yeah, Queen of Swords, meaning you're going to be honest and fair, but cutthroat. You're going to get to it. You're going to stay independent here first of all. You're not going to just go off in any direction with the Queen of Swords coming out after the King of Swords. You're being, you know, both energies in one. Yeah, because you want a lover. You want a balanced, loving, reciprocal, spiritual love with somebody here. So you're definitely going to be honest and fair and cutthroat about asking questions about the new person. That's what justice, you're going to know, you know, what's going on with you. What do you want? Who are you? Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. And you're going to be like, are you going to leave me out in the cold? You're going to talk about, you know, how that past person left you out in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles, with the lovers. You're going to be talking about the abandonment. You're going to be talking about the potential abandonment with the new person. I see you telling these, you know, your new person about your old person. I'm not sure if I can commit to you. Yeah, you're going to need to be strong and have courage for sure. Any final messages for pile 3? Final messages for pile 3. Yeah, you're going through it with decision making here. And that's probably as far as I'm going to take you with this reading. Any other messages for pile 3, where it's going to end? I see you being strong. I see you, you know, isolating and abandoning to come up with a decision and to hold your boundaries to what you want is what I'm seeing. Yeah, going to the King of Cups, going the balance of head and heart. Yeah, you're being strong to try to balance out, and that's true too. Yeah, with the Justice. This is talking about you balancing out head over heart, you know, because you know you have love for the past. I see that you love the past, but you're not sure about the current. But you're going to boss up to your Empress energy, absolutely. And you're going to figure out who's your 10 of Pentacles to take one of these to the higher commitment. And if I had to say which one it's the one you argued with the 5 of Swords. And it's going to be changing, though. It's a completion, a closing of a cycle of somebody you argue with. So I would say the past person is who you choose to think your stability is with. You've been manifesting this. That's also how you're going to know who this is, collective, pile 3, because you wanted them to come back. You've seen them. You wanted this shot. You wanted this completion. You wanted this second chance. You wanted them to see you as Empress after these conflicts. You wanted truth and clarity. Yeah, and you've worked on yourself to get there, and you're getting the Sun card. So I'm going to close it there. And I do believe the past is what you're deciding here. This is for somebody who is deciding on their past. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I hope this is a great way to make up to you guys for the other video. But like I said, I'm going to leave it posted because you can at least see the cards.